title. For example, Graham Hill, Damon Hill and Phil Hill are all previous World Championship winners.
Let's have
Max Verstappen became the youngest winner of a GP at just 18 years
Are we live?
228 days old.
Yes,
when he won the 2016
are.
Spanish GP.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome along to FSC. This is round 10. That's Wesley coming out of the pits. We are at my personal favourite track, which is Interlagos. Glad to have you all along with us. We've got a short qualifying and a half-distance race coming for you, well, now. My name is Casper. Pleasure to have you all along with us. And if this race is going to be like last week's at Vegas, which I wasn't there for, but my good friend Angelo was, it's bound to be an absolute cracker. And actually, speaking of that race, if you do want to rewatch that race, it will be on the International Paddock YouTube midday tomorrow UK time. So feel free to, if you've got a bit of time, feel free to have a looking on with Red Panda. Not particularly the best run last couple of races. Hello, Mute Mirror gets a 5-place grid drop for a collision with Pure Formula. That's probably why he's retired. Let's see what's happened here. He's just on the outside of, I believe that's the Ferradura, turned into 6. He's just standing still. Just started to move now, but not particularly the best start for the Porsche. That Porsche specifically has been struggling a little bit, so it wouldn't surprise me if he starts at the back once again. Let's have a look at Wesley coming into the Ferradura, 6, 7 and into turn 8, slightly deep into there. Round turn 9, long left-handed into the Duxbury corner at turn 10. Cars going off track to avoid him. I think that is that Jopala? That's probably Jopala. Or it could be Korpi Malakis. On an outlap as he comes to Juntown corner. The final real corner. As he's just a couple of kinks down this front stretch left to go. Doesn't look to be a too bad time for Wesley as he comes across the line. What sort of time can he put in? As a benchmark, it's a 1:11.6. That's not too bad of a benchmark as first laps go in qualifying. Obviously, that time is going to be coming down and down. Red Panda Pigeon Slayer fastest middle sector. See if he can make that work through to the end of the lap. I think that's going to be a good time. Yes, it is. It's a 1:10.446. So it puts him over a second ahead of Wesley. Korpi Malakis on the intermediate tyres, so he's not going to be setting a representative lap time. This man, Jopala, however, he will be the second car for the Apex crew. Now, speaking of the Apex crew, HBE has got a match point. He could clinch the title with one race to spare. Now, if he finishes on the podium, guarantees a win for the championship. If he gets pole and finishes 4th, that also works. If not, it does go towards mathematics, count back, and all that sort of stuff. Here comes Jopala, pretty stellar lap, 1:09.2. So that 1:11.6 time isn't looking too strong at the moment for Wesley. There's plenty gap that other drivers can fill. See Korpi Malakis, it's a 1:14.2. It's a pretty short lap on intermediate, so he is, I assume, going to be coming in and pitting again. Refresh there. Here comes Twisted Go into Esquida de Largo. Couldn't think of the corner. That's concerning because I love this track. That's alright, mate. Glad to have you along with us. Happens to the best of us. I've done it myself quite a few times. Through turn 9 goes the athletic car. Into turn 10, and then it's down the waterfall up to the junction corner. Keep it tight down the inside on the left side. And then up to the left-hander at 12. Then it's foot to the floor. See what sort of time he can put in as he goes through the kinks. DRS wide open from that point onwards. Taking as many liberties as he can with track limits. So 1:10.6 puts him in third place, exactly 2/10 off the back of Red Panda, who's in second place in the Lotus. Mute Mirror has invalidated. Is anybody else on a lap? No, but HBE soon will be. He's been very, very dominant in this series as yet. So we'll see what sort of time he can put in. You're on board with the Apex car as he goes up towards the centre S's up the hill. Breaking down to 4th gear. I usually personally, my abilities are brilliant. However, I usually use 3rd through there, out the curve and Sol, turn 3 and down the Retro Costa into Skido de Lago. Turn 4, 5th gear. Careful on the exit flat through the second part of Skido de Lago and then back up the hill through 6 and 7. Careful technical section into turn 8, 3rd gear. Down towards the 9th corner on this magnificent circuit. Always produces action into Duckbill corner at turn 10. Again, braking for 3rd gear. Need a good exit as well as you go down the Waterfall Magulio corner and into Juntao, and then it is foot to the floor once again. And now you've got the long run back up the hill, up to start finish line. This could be a pretty good time. However, Jesus and Milan has put in an even better time. HBE seems to be struggling, so 1:10.8, so that puts him in 5th place. Not ideally where he would have wanted to start. Remember, points are given for qualifying as well. 3 points for pole position, 2 for 2nd place, and 1 for 3rd. James Petty's put in a lap for 3rd place just now, 1:10.209, so that puts him just under a second off of Milan's stellar time. He goes down the Retro Posta, I assume, on a cool down lap. Who's that crossing the line there? Is that Panda? Is that Panda? Is he going for another lap? Possibly. We'll stay on board as he goes down the centre S's. No, not necessarily. No, he's not on full belt. Usually he'd be 7th, possibly 8th gear, but he's in 6th. We'll turn actually the telemetry data off. So 10 minutes to go in qualifying. Milan on pole at this moment in time with Jopala in 2nd place. First time we've seen him for quite a few races. James Petty in 3rd, Panda in 4th. Twist Goat's gone into the pits in 5th place. As HB does set a much better time, a 1:09.024. Not as big as some of the gaps we've seen in part of other seasons, other races even. But it's still pole position. And again, if he does get pole position, his championship numbers are greatly improved. Because if he does get pole position, he only needs 4th to guarantee a championship win here at Brazil before we head off to Abu Dhabi in 7 days' time. Here's Milan through the first sector, 1/4 of a second up, so he's already looking like he's going to try and challenge HB for that pole position. And the points that go along with it into turn 6 and 7. Yellows in the 2nd sector, that's right where Milan is, but that's just for traffic getting out of his way. Without they crash into the wall. Through turn 9 up to 10, Jopala has taken HBE's place. His teammate, it could deny him a much easier championship challenge. As up towards Junsao goes Milan. He's almost half second up after 2 sectors, so this could be a pretty stellar lap if he can keep that margin up. Riding the coast possibly a little bit too much. He takes as many liberties as he can with the track limits, possibly the optimal line, and there we go to 1:08.7 even. 800ths even off of Jopala, so qualifying is heating up. Mute Mirror has just started a lap, but he's not usually challenging too much for the front. Let's see what's cracking at other parts of the field. Wesley is just under 2/10ths up on his personal best. That you'd need a second to move up a position onto the 3rd row, but that's going to be quite difficult. Round turn 10. Back down the hill goes Wesley, wants to attempt to clear after 2 sectors. He's quarter of a second. He needs ideally more if he wants to be anywhere near those front 3 rows. He's currently just over a second down on Twisted Goat in the Athletics car in 6th place. Here comes Wesley through the final kick on the front stretch. Up to the line he comes now. It's an improvement by just under half a second, but nowhere near enough for a position. Stays in 7th place. Twisted Goat's just started a lap. Panda's now lap doesn't look to be going too well, as there's a couple of cars that have just come into the pit lane. Let's have a look. Am I going the right way? Yes, I am. There we go. Here comes Mute Mirror. Oh, invalidated his lap. Unfortunate there for the Porsche as he clatters the wall as well. That could be some damage which is going to need fixing in the pits. Luigi Sven in the other Garuda has come out on an outlap as well. He's going to want to be careful because he's got his teammate very, very close behind him on a pretty storming lap. As he comes around turn 9. On board with Corku Malakis. Is he going as fast as normally? No, he's just sort of trying to put a better time. He's not using his battery either, which is a good indication of whether the driver is actually on a push lap or not. As he goes down the front stretch, he's just turned his battery on now, so he's going to use that for his lap. See what time he's put in without the battery as well. It's 1:12.0, so it's 2 seconds up on his lap on intermediates. Ooh, hello, back end sliding through the center S's. Not ideal for the Garuda. He goes around the curve to solve. As Wesley has also started another lap. Fierce battle for pole position. Milan has improved his time even further. 1:08.5, consolidating his pole position at the moment, but there's still 5 minutes to go, and we've still got quite a few drivers yet to set a time, including Luigi. He's usually up there, not necessarily pole position, but he's usually quite high up the field. Just over 10th up is Milan's time. To go back on board with Luigi. This is his first qualifying run around Interlagos. Up towards Junsao corner, taking a little too much curb there on the entry. That's going to affect his exit down here, down the well, not downhill, up the hill. As he goes through the Kings. That's the pit entry on the left hand side there. And what time did he put in? It's a 1:10.8, so that puts him in 7th place at the moment. There's a lot of a gap between Twisted Goat and Wesley, and Luigi has put himself right nicely in there, almost exactly in the middle of that gap. Joppola 1.2 seconds down after the first sector, so his time isn't going to be ideal. Meanwhile, his time is fastest in the sector, first sector even, for HBE. As he comes up to turn 6 and 7. Got another driver joining in with us as well, some plays. See what team he's going to be going for probably in a moment. As HB goes into the drug build corner, down the waterfall and up to the junction. One time after 2 sectors, he's almost 4/10ths up, so could he be dethroning Milan from pole position with 4 to go to fastest middle sector? This could be an absolutely stellar lap time from HB. Here he comes across the line, championship in his hands. Can he snatch it today? No, not quite. He can't snatch it by pole position, but he can make his arithmetic considerably easier if he does. As we've got some plays, and I'll be honest, I can't really tell for what team he's going. I would hazard a guess and say Red Bull. However, I can't confirm anything. As and when I do, I will be sure to make everybody aware. 3 minutes to go. Looking on with Joppola, who's grappling that car through the exit of 7, and he's let off the gas, so already a couple of cars, other cars moving out of the way as well. Is HBE on another push lap? Possibly. Has he got enough in the tank to, though, is the question. It is quite a short lap, so it wouldn't surprise me. He's half a second down, so I reckon he's going to be coming into the pit lane, and that's Milan invalidating his lap time. Has he got enough time to pit and put on another set of softs, assuming he has one. Time will tell. Again, it is quite a short lap, 2.5 minutes. You'd think, most likely yes. However, you can't guarantee anything here in FSC. James Petty 1.3 seconds down on his personal best, but again, he's taken another lap just to warm up the tyres, as we do see quite often around here, just because again it is a very, very short lap. Panda, I assume, doing the exact same. Koku Malakis has come out, as has St. Place. Let's see if I can figure out Pagani, possibly? Just going off the livery, it does look to be like a Pagani-esque livery, so I'm going to say Pagani. But not going to confirm anything at the moment. Round turn 9 he goes. Not seen him in quite a few races either. Glad to have him back along. He's got a full grid of 12. Pure Formula has, well, been forced to retire early. Let's put it that way. However, because of that, Mute Mirror is going to get a 5th-place grid drop. I don't think it's going to affect him much at the moment, purely because he's all at the moment in last place. Although he is on a lap at the moment. What sort of time can he put in? It doesn't look to be challenging anywhere near the top. It's a 1:12.3, so that puts him just 3/10 short of Koku Malakis. But we've seen Koku go for broke quite early. Final lap times are going to be coming in now. Now let's see what's cracking. Is that James Petty? Yeah, that's James Petty coming up to Magulio. That's turn 11. Back down the hill and then back up it again. Fastest middle sector, but he's down. Ooh, that's a back end slide. Can he salvage another lap? I'm not sure he can. He does have the opportunity to go again, should he want to. Does he want to? No, he doesn't. So best position he can hope for is 4th place, and nothing like what he would have wanted in the championship hunt. Remember, he and Luigi are the only ones that can stop him. Let's have a look further down the field. Red Panda currently in 5th place. He's 1/10 off of James Petty, getting himself on that second row. You know, overtaking here is quite easy. However, the further ahead you are, the easier it is. Panda goes into 5th place, doesn't improve his time. The checker flag has dropped. St. Place goes to 4th place after his only lap time. Let's look on with HBE. He's certainly going to be challenging for that pole position. Remember, if he does get the pole position points, then he will be able to finish 4th and claim the championship. If he doesn't, if he still finishes on the podium, it'll happen anyway. It's just a little bit easier in the race. Because again, if last week is anything to go by, this could be a chaotic race. Up towards turn 10 goes HB. He's coming through the second split. Milan has improved his time marginally by about 300, and HB is down by just under 2/10. I think he's going to have to settle for second, which the inside line into the centre S's is very difficult to handle. Riding the curbs massively through that section of track. Here comes HB, careful for traffic. Ooh, colliding with the Athletic, and he stays in second as well, so it's a Milan pole position here in Interlagos in Sao Paulo. And your qualifying results are on screen. Mute Mirror will start in 12th place. Pure Formula will jump to 11th because of that grid penalty. However, we've got 3 drivers within just over a quarter of a second. Milan, HBE, and then Jopola, 1, 2, 3, St. Place in 4th. James Petty in 5th. Koku Malakis and Luigi Sven 6th and 7th for the Garudas. As we've got, I'll be honest, Wesley, I'm slightly surprised. He's a little bit lower than what we've seen in previous races. He's usually up towards the mid-pack, but he's in 10th tonight. I'm not sure if that reflects his real pace, but qualifying has been finished. Race is in about 5 minutes' time, so stay tuned for that. Right, let's see what's cracking in the chat. Hello, Neens. Glad to have you along with us. Hello, One Wing as well. Glad to see you all enjoying the race. Now, it is worth mentioning this is the penultimate race in the season. We do have this race at Interlagos, which is bound to be an absolute cracker, and then I do believe it's Abu Dhabi with a sprint format, so it's going to be quite interesting. Any predictions for the race? Oh, now Sam, we've talked about this before. Predictions are basically commentator's curse. I'm going to try not to say too much, but I reckon there's going to be a battle for the lead for almost the whole race, because some of these guys are quite close. And again, you've seen through qualifying 3 guys within a quarter of a second, so it's going to be quite interesting. Who's going to win? I'm not sure, but I think HBE will pick up that podium that he needs to take the championship tonight. That's my prediction. I'm not going to say too much, because otherwise something is going to happen. We're talking about how dominant HBE has been all season. Let me show you how. Actually, I'll show you in a sec. James Petty's just put in Discord, guys, I'm not going to brake at turn 1. Which, well, we'll see if that works for you, mate. You're starting in fourth place, I think. So that could be an interesting strategy, certainly. I'd love to see if it works for you or not. Where's the standings? There's the standings. Out of 7 events that HBE has taken part in, he's won 5 and got second in one of the others, I think. Pardon me. Vegas is where he crashed out of the race, and up until now he's picked up every single pole position that he has been in, which is interesting, certainly. So, you know, he has been pretty dominant. However, it's going to be interesting to see if anybody can stop him. Remember, he does need a podium to guarantee that championship come the end of 36 laps at Interlagos, which again, we all love Interlagos. Always delivers. And also, disclaimer, when you hear that sound, I have a plastic sippy bottle, you know, one of those bottles with a straw that sort of flips up. That's the bottle. It's not technical issues. Please do not worry. Your stream is fine. We are going to be set to go shortly in the race. Just a reminder, a reminder from Luigi, who owns the league as such, to remember not to do any heroics, which, especially into the Center S, is, well, we usually do see something going on down there. Let's look at tyres, mostly mediums with a couple of hard runners. HBE, crucially, one of them, hoping that those hard tyres last a while. Cars going all over the place here on formation laps. Tyre strategies, you could be looking at 1 stop or even possibly a 2 stop. This track should always be a finale track, I'll be honest. I do agree with you on that one. I'm not sure why it isn't, as we've got cars going left, right and centre. This is going to be brilliant to watch. Possibly the most chaotic formation lap I've ever seen. These guys go through 6, 7 and up towards turn 8. The start is going to be crazy. Late braking, slightly downhill, open apex. Center S is arguably the best corner complex for a start. Round turn 10, they go on board with some players warming up those medium compound tyres. As these guys are slowing down just so that they all have sort of the same disadvantage, as it were, of having... Ooh, hello. Of sped past there from the far right side of the screen, so that their tyres are also in not great condition. As they're all lining up, or about to be lining up for the grid shortly. 36 laps of Interlagos ahead of us. And if Interlagos does Interlagos things, as we always see it do, then this could be a brilliant race on board with some place, starting in 4th place, which is right there, just on the finish line. Do we see the lights from this view? No, but we don't even see them from this view either. On board with HBE match point for the Apex racing car, as the lights are coming on, 2 to go, but the championship could be won today. Lights out and away we go. So decent start for HBE, but James Petty has picked up a couple of positions off the start. Joppel around the outside, he's going to take 2nd place. HBE goes side by side with James Petty inside for the Porsche. Through the second of the centre S's, they go side by side. Careful for some plays in the background as well. They're going to go 3 abreast now, almost down the Retro Poster. No change from pole position, as there goes some plays on the inside of HBE. He's picked up onto 3rd place now as well. So HBE's lost 2 positions off of the start, as Joppler and Milan are side by side. Brilliant racing, as always, at Interlagos. As Yellow's in the 2nd sector, that is for Mute Mirror, who's just ran wide at 6 and 7. Unfortunate start for the Porsche. Let's see. Ooh, dive there from Korkumalakis. Decides not to go for it on board with Red Panda. Not an ideal line through Magulio for the Garuda ahead of him. Ooh, careful, careful, Christ! And he's tagged to Korkumalakis as well. Ooh, that is going to be looked at later, certainly. He's dropped back a couple of positions. Was there contact that forced him off track, possibly on board with Luigi Sven, as there's battles further on ahead of him. There goes Wesley to the left of Twisted Goat. Pure Formula forces his way through as well. Yes, he can through both cars. There he goes. Brilliant move. That is an absolutely stellar move. 3 cars in the space of, well, 1 singular straight. What a start there. For Pure Formula. And there goes Wesley trying to go up the inside. Contact there. Rubbing is racing, but you've got to be careful. There goes Twisted Goat as well. I am loving this. Up towards... Ooh, goes off track. He's forced his Twisted Goat up the inside of 6. Good grief. I can't believe what I'm seeing, but it's pretty good. Pure Formula's dropped back actually quite a couple of positions. That lag possibly that's affected him. As he goes, well, inside Red Panda. Mute Mirror has got past Korkumalakis now as well. Possible damage, I reckon, for the Garuda at the back of the field. They're tussling for the last position. Meanwhile, coming up to the start-finish straight is Wesley, as Joppler goes fastest. Then James Petty usurps that time with a 1:12.427. As DRS is now enabled as well. The first opportunity is down the Retro Poster, on board with Milan. To the left he goes, to the right he has to defend the defence from Joppler. Good braking for the Apex. Can't retaliate down into Skidoo de Lagos. They head up towards turn 6 for the 3rd time in this event. It is Jesus and Milan heads Joppler. Plays in 3rd after having only completed 1 quali lap. Great run for the Pagani, and then HB in 4th. Now crucially, this does not give him the championship. The championship would then roll on to Abu Dhabi in 7 days' time. As let's jump back to this battle here in the midfield. Midfield always does deliver, and we're seeing exactly that once again today. Yells in the 2nd sector once again. That is for Mute Mirror through that 6, 7, 8 complex in the middle of the track. Unfortunate situation for the Porsche Milan. 1:10.8. Corker of a new fastest lap on board with Luigi. He's going to be trying to catch up to Wesley. Can he get past him? Careful for Pure Formula. In fact, Pure Formula's got the pace. got the inside down into the center rest. That's a crap camera angle. Down the inside he goes, and he makes the move. Luigi giving him plenty of space. Go back on board. A great run out through Curva de Sol. He doesn't even need DRS to make the move. Down the Retro Aposta. Brilliant stuff for the Pure Formula man. I believe that is also a Pagani. As through Skidoo de Lago they go. Let's look back to the front of the field. Joplin has dropped back a second on Milan as we've got first track limits penalty. That is for Wesley as Twisted Goats dropped down a couple of positions. Not fully sure why, but he must have made a mistake, and that's let Luigi and Red Panda through. Brilliant battle here in the midfield, as again we always do see. Thank you, Mike, for subscribing for 2 months. Glad to have you along with us as we go on board with Red Panda. Crucially, instead, let's go back to the front of the field. HBE is now claiming the championship. Should the checkered flag go now? He is in third place, but some plays. He's going to do everything he can to stop him. Can he get close enough for a move? No, not quite. Into the Skidoo de Lago at turns 4 and 5. So he has to stay behind for another lap. With these guys go side by side on board with Twisted Goat. He's going to have the inside into the Skidoo de Lago. Red Panda's also got past Wesley in 7th place. Remember, the bottom two are not going to get points. Ooh, that was a brave move from Wesley to think about even going for one into 6. That's difficult to do. You're really high speed through there. And one mistake can send both cars spinning. He's lost a lot of time to Red Panda now as well. Join the stream just as Red Panda went on an off-road mission. I mean, a hell of an off-road mission through this corner. Jun Sao, turn 12, on board with Twisted Goat. They go through the Kings and Seekers boxes and then up to the Senna S for the 7th time. Can Twisted Goat get past him? He's got the speed, he's got the inside line into the Senna S. That doesn't always work, but does it work for him this time? Yes, it does. He's got the move, and the Athletics car is in 8th place, but can he defend that from Wesley? I think Wesley had as good of a drive through that corner. He goes to the inside to try and defend, but he doesn't really need to. Slightly too far away. It's a brilliant battle that's developed here on that 6th of 36. Ooh, I thought Luigi was going to go for it. Twisted Go, hello. 3-second time penalty for track limits. The midfield's really picking up the penalties that they really can't afford to have, because any penalty advantage is going to be exploited at the end of the event. I am absolutely sure of it. Luigi's fed in 10th place after having started in 7th. It's not ideal for the Garuda. He really wants to be pushing for that championship, but that's just not. 10th place is just not going to let him do that with one to go. Here he goes round the outside, does Wesley. You can do a move around the outside of the centre rest very easily, but Twisted Goat parks the car exactly where he needs it to be, and a poor exit through the Curva de Sol opens up the move for Luigi Sven as these guys go side by side down the Retro Aposta. Here we go. Could a defence on Luigi Sven could be an attack on Twisted Goat? No, he stays in 9th place. Does Wesley. Unfortunately for him. Ooh. Again, we've seen, not for the first time in this race, try a move down the inside into turn 6 and 7. As Mute Mirror does pick up a 3-second time penalty for track limits, but he's at the back. It's not necessarily going to affect these guys' race too much. Update on HBE, a 3rd place will give him the championship at the end of this race. Wide line through Magulio allows Luigi Sven to catch up and go on board with the Garuda. Crucially, Wesley is going to have the DRS as they head up the front stretch, up to the top of the hill. Can he get close enough for a move? He's closing in on Twisted Goat. He's got the inside into turn 1. Can he make the move stick? He's done it before. He's going to do it again. And that is 8th place, at least for now. Yale's in second, third, so that looks to be from Mute Mirror again as he manages to recover on track. Opportunity for Luigi's Sven down the inside of the Retro Aposta down into... Ooh, contact there with Twisted Goat and Wesley's. They go side by side through Retro Aposta. Not Retro Aposta, Skido de Lago. Christ on a bike. A lot of wall banging happening from these guys, but I cannot wait to hear their reactions later on. Wesley's forced deep into that corner. We go on board with Twisted Goat. Just the inside line from Wesley allows him to defend optimally. He's inside of 10. Ooh, that's not somewhere you see a move often. Side by side, still through Magulio. Is he going to try for it into Junsao again? No, not quite. Lap 9 of 36 has been started by the leader. These guys are still on lap 8, but they're coming through the Kings now. On board with Twisted Goat, he's going to try and get the move done. That's Luigi Sven trying to go on there. Twisted Goat, he's got the inside into turn 1, but then that turns to the outside, and that's contact. That's Wesley spun. Wesley, who's been defending brilliantly for the past couple of laps, he's had a spin induced by Twisted Goat as he defends from Luigi Sven. Tries to go around the outside of Skido de Lago, wiggle on the back end on exit there, but that's an unfortunate situation for Wesley as they head back up the hill through 6 and 7. Lap 9 of 36, Milan, Joppler, HBE your top 3. This man in 8th place is Twisted Goat. He's just had a bit of a tap with Wesley, who's now in 10th place, who was in 8th as well. Let's see what's cracking in the chat just as you guys head back up the hill. Oh, what's this about wall banging? Is this something to do with SRC, which I'm too ERC 100 to notice? To the right goes Luigi Sven, and he makes the move down the front stretch with DRS making it work brilliantly. Careful for Mirror ahead. He's going to have to move away because of traffic. And the first time we've seen him have to do that in this season. He's pulled out enough of the gap. I don't think Twisted Goat can get up the inside down the Retro Aposta. No, not quite. He has to stay in 9th place. Let's look back ahead on board with HBE. Ahead of him is his teammate Joppler 02. So he's closed up. Now the question is Joppler going to give his teammate his position, or are they going to have to duke it out? Through the final corner, well, what is technically the final corner, and up to the first. Lap 11 of 36 into the center S's. 26 to go. Around this absolutely magnificent circuit. On board with HB, ahead of him is his teammate Joppler, as these guys are going in tandem. They started in opposite positions. HBE started third, Joppler third, HBE second. However, brilliant start from the man who hasn't actually scored points for Apex yet, has given him second place. Pure Formula picks up a 3-second time penalty for track limits. As Red Panda, ooh, that's why he picks up a 3-second time penalty for track limits. A spin through turn 6. Not sure why that penalty has been given. However, he's going to lose a good couple of positions. Went from 6th to 9th. So unlucky for Pagani as these guys are going to trade places. No contact. Nicely done down the front stretch. Wesley picked up another 3-second time penalty, so that puts him up to 6, I do believe. As they head down the front, down into the Retro Aposta on board with Joppler. Can he get close for a move? Ooh. Very, very close. I was going to say you can put a carnival float in for That's actually quite a lot of space. Oh, it's been a week, hasn't it, Mike? Yeah. It has. Don't leak our secrets. On board with Jopala. Is he going to try and catch his teammate now? Down into the centre S's once again. Milan has gone out of Junsao corner. Now, crucially for HBE, he is on the hard tyre, so he should be able to run them for a little bit longer. As Pure Formula, the first person on the pit lane for a regular set of tyres. That is soft for, I believe, the Pagani. He heads through the pit lane exit. I would argue one of the more complicated ones on the calendar. Mind for Ben Pair jostling in the background. That's just mute mirror. I thought he crashed there for a second. He's just moving out of the way because traffic. Jopala not having a fight. They head through 6, 7 and down into turn 8. 13 of 36, 24 to go in this race. And Interlagos has delivered, as Interlagos always does. And while pole position hasn't really changed, pretty much every single position behind him has. As they head up towards Junsao corner. On board with the Apex. Does he dare make a move on his teammate? Remember, HBE needs a podium to guarantee the championship tonight, otherwise it rolls over to Abu Dhabi in 7 days' time. Ooh, contact! It's a spin! Is it? Oh, well held. Just about. Oh, good grief. Now, what that's done is he's lost a couple of positions to his couple of seconds to Milan, and some places picked up about 3 seconds as well. Panda's made a mistake, gone off track through Junsao corner. And he's gone into the pit lane. Possible damage? I reckon so. Either that or he was going to pit anyway. Let's see what happens as he comes into his pit box. No, just standard set of tyres onto the softs. Now, I think there's quite a few people going for the softs, so is this a two-stop strategy for this race? Quite possibly. It is cloudy weather, so it's not necessarily as toasty and warm as you guys would like. This is going to be a tight pit lane battle, but Korkin-Malakis has got ahead of him. And that is 9th place in the position game for the Garuda. Up towards turn 6 and 7 goes Korkin-Malakis. Let's look at penalties. Mute Mirror picks up 3 seconds for track limits. Pure Formula 3 seconds also for track limits. Red Panda 3 seconds for going off-road on the inside of Junsao corner, which is the next corner coming up just here, right there on the left, trying to avoid an incident on lap 1. Wesley is 6 seconds. That's 2 lots of track limits penalties. As there goes Panda down the inside. Doesn't really even, well, he does use DRS, I thought he wasn't. And then down the inside into turn 1. Gets moved on well before the finish line. But the question is, of course, can he secure it down the retro Costa Pure Formula 1:10.7? So he's really going for that fastest lap point. Down into Skido del Lago. Not an ideal line for Korkin-Malakis as he stays in 10th place. So that initial gain of a position only really lasted, well, not even a lap. Let's jump back up to the top of the field. 16 of 36, 21 to go. No one forgets a night with Papa. Oh, I'm not going to forget that night, believe me. Believe me, you, my friend. Apex cars are running nose to tail, but I don't think either of them are going to decide to make a move. It's just too risky for the championship. Remember, HBE just needs a podium, and that guarantees his position. And would you look at this, it's another 3-car battle with Wesley right in the middle of it. Red Panda, Pigeon Slayer and Twisted Goat's going to come out in this as well. Can Wesley get back ahead of him? Does he try? He doesn't try. Stays in 8th place. Milan made a mistake. Oh, he's going to the pits, that's why. Because I can't see because of the penalties. Oh. I love Cody's doing Cody's things. I thought Milan made a mistake. What sort of tyres has he put on? Yale's in the 2nd sector. That is a virtual safety car that's come out. Yeah, I thought that was Pure Formula. Pure Formula has come out. Casper, you can disclose it if you need to. I'm the SLC safeguarding officer. I might be in your DMs once this race is over, believe me. Ooh, now interesting. Pure Formula has, well, he's lost his front wing. Let's put it that way. It doesn't exist. It's just dropped off through the incident through Esquido de Largo. I reckon some of these guys are going to be using this opportunity to pit for a new set of tyres. Wesley and Corky Malakis are doing exactly that. Despite, I believe, I thought they'd already pitted. Turns out they did. Great opportunity to do that as, ooh, somewhat opportunity to do that. One stop going on to the hard compound. We know that they can last at least 17. Because HBE has been running that compound of tyre. Let's hear these guys go. Careful, careful. Pure Formula and Wesley. These guys gonna ghost through. They're gonna ghost through each other. The HBE, that is HBE and Joppel are powering through the lapped cars. Remember, lapping does lead to, if you're overtaking a lap car, they will be ghosted, at least for the time being, as the Apex cars run 1 and 2. Finally could be having someone who isn't HB picking up points for Apex, but who knows nowadays. Twisted Go back ahead of Red Panda Pigeon Slayer. That's for 7th place on the race so far. Less than 20 laps to go. We're only halfway through. Can Banda go to the right side? Oh, has to go off track. And that is Joppo HBE swapping positions. They can afford to do that a little bit. It's going to be fun to watch. But you've got to be careful to not make contact. Ooh, careful there with the lapped car. Go on board with the plays. He dropped off more than half a second from the first corner on Milan, so no move made there, but Milan is charging back towards the top two, who are running on, I want to say both on worn tyres, yes. Both on worn, well, one on mediums, one on hards. I don't expect HBE to pit for another couple laps still. A lady never tells Casper. Mike, are you calling me a lady? That's what I want to know. Because saying that is all fair and good, but does that mean you're calling me a lady? That's what I want to know. On board with Molan. Can he catch up to HBE? Can these guys tussle positions? Milan fastest lap 109.8. Into turn 1, through turn 2. Milan's got a lot more grip with the cars ahead of him. He can make one move. He's going to go down the inside of the Curva de Sol using the Retta Riposta and the DRS that comes with it. Going back on board, does he do the same on Joppel? Thinks about it. pushes him ahead, but not unfortunately. Into 6 and 7. Ooh, didn't down the inside of 8. No, but that forces Joppler wide as they go side by side, 2 wide through turn 9. Brilliant respect from the pair of them. The outside line has worked for Milan. We didn't see that work for, I believe it was Twisted Goat earlier, but the added grip has given Milan the position, and it is a full safety car. And I cannot see why. Unless... well, Pure Formula's lost his front wing again. Is that why? I think it might be. Yeah. Right. All these top guys have come into the pit lane. Let's look on with HBE. He's going to pit for a set of mediums, I assume. Yes, he does. 16 laps on mediums is very, very easily doable. So, no concerns there. But the big thing is, these guys are both going to be on new tyres. Now, what's Joppler gone for? Because they started on the medium tyres. Gone for the softs. 15 laps on soft tyres on a 50-lap race. I'm not sure. Possibly. I wouldn't expect wonders, however. Possibly later. With the sausage, no, I went for a proper chippy. I went for a fish and chips. Mike did go for a kebab. I would also like to know, if you guys are chatting, what are you thinking of the race? What are you thinking could happen? Who do you think could win? Is of course the big one. Or going off of what you've seen, what are you thinking is going to win? And meanwhile, I'm just going to go through positions. Lap 21 of 36, Milan's led from pole position. Joppler in second, HBE in third. Currently gives HBE the championship. Remember, he does need a podium. He wasn't able to clinch pole, so he does need that all-important podium, regardless of whether what step on the podium it is. St. Blaise in fourth, the closest man that could challenge HB in fourth. Petty in fifth, Luigi Sven in sixth, the only 2 real championship challengers that are left. Twisted Goat in 7th, Red Panda in 8th, Wesley in 9th, Kokovalakis in 10th, Pure Formula in 11th, and Mute Mirror in 12th position. Mike and I aren't paying attention. Well, it's not a surprise. I would like Twisted Goat to move up because it's a cool name. It is a cool name. It is a very cool name. It's not often you see a goat that is twisted. So I can fully get behind that. Milan looks quick. Only noticed when you went quiet. Yeah, Milan. He's, as far as I know, he's only raced here and in the Kota race, but in both races he had plenty of pace. So, you know, certainly going into season 7, certainly is going to be one person to watch. As they trundle through the infield section on this circuit. Glad to have you all along with us. 15 laps. Died. There we go. The Lord is assisting him, and it's working so far. So whatever he prays to, clearly seems to be working. Through the infield section, these guys go at a snail's pace. Well, it seems like clearly the Mercedes-AMG safety car is struggling to handle the pace that the F1 guys are going through. Normally they'd be pushing sort of 150 kilometres down this section. The safety car goes in this lap. Now the all-important question is on Joppler. When is he able to keep on the back of Milan? When does Milan go as well? Is going to be quite interesting. Does he go early? Does he go late? Keeping right on his back. Milan puts his car nicely where he needs it to be. They go side by side. They shouldn't really be going side by side. In goes Mute Mirror to avoid the carnage. Malakis has picked up a 5-second penalty for a collision. As there goes Joppler to the inside. Brilliant safety car restart for the Apex man. He's picked up a position as they go side by side further back. That is HBE trying to go around the outside to cover the Sol, but soft on mediums. That's not going to work. He's going to try to go to the outside of Interlagos. That isn't really going to work either, as they all run through turns 4 and 5. Pure Formula stuck in the middle there. Just trying to get out of the way of everybody on traffic on board with some plays. The person who can stop a championship being dished out to the man ahead of him. Whoa! He gives that a go. Christ on a bike. Tries to take him out. Full safety car. Oh, good grief. Wow, what an incident. He managed to clip the inside of the car, the left side of the car, and instead of spinning him out, he split himself out. Right tyre hooked the wall, and that's his race done and dusted. So an unfortunate situation for St. Plays. He's going to be the first DNF with 12 to go. Goodness me, what a safety car restart we had. Moses just summoned the sea. Nice. So what happened there? What happened there, basically, right? I'll fill you in on this. What happened there was going into turn 10, which is the right-hander before Magulio, is the tight one. What happened was St. Plays basically outbraked himself, tagged the left side, left rear tyre of HBE. That ran him into a spin, and he managed to destroy his right side tyre and right side suspension. And now he's out of the race, and we are under safety car. It's basically what's happened there for everybody who has just managed to tune in. Welcome along to FSC Season 6, Round 10. And it is match point for this man. Currently in 3rd place, which is exactly what he needs to clinch the position. What happened was... see, that's the Northern coming out, not the Cornish. That's the Northern coming out. Oh, goodness me. When I get into my stride, I can sometimes sound very Northern. Which, it's a blessing and a curse. Because then some people don't understand me, which I don't mind. Through Curve de Sol, 11 to go. Looking on with James Petty, who was one of 2 championship challengers. Into the Esquido de Lago corner. Now it's worth mentioning that this is the penultimate race. There is one to go. It is going to be a special format for Abu Dhabi, which is going to be in 7 days' time, and then we're going to take a break, and then Season 7 is going to happen, which, if all the races are going to be like this one, we'll put it this way, it's going to be a pretty stellar season. I cannot wait to see what Luigi and the gang have in mind for the next season. Safety car coming in this lap. I don't think it will just yet. Ow. Turns out the game ignores me and the safety car is coming in now. So, again, crucially, when does Jopala come blasting past the front stretch? That's the word I was looking for. He's just warming his tyre. They can't go until the safety car peels into the pit lane. When does Jopala go? Does he go early? He's going a little late. There he goes. He's just straightening the car up. He's waiting for the last possible moment, and he's gone now. He's managed to catch Milan out. And looking on board with James Petty side by side with HBE. This is championship implications as they go too wide. Contact there. He's got the inside into 3. And HBE does manage to defend the position, but he's going to need to work to defend it even further. As we go on board with Luigi Sven. Is he going for the inside on James Petty? He's all other championship rival, not necessarily. Unfortunate for James Petty, that could have stopped HB picking up the championship, as he's picked up a 3-second penalty now as well, so that's been made even more difficult. That is Pure Formula spinning through turn 9, just in the left side of your screens. As there's battles side by side, that is Panda going up the inside. The Corkin Malak is trying to defend 7th place. Great defence for the Lotus. Oh, I thought that was another car, but that's just the lap car of Mute Mirror coming through. Right, let's look back to the front of the field. Milan, can he go up the inside of Jopala? Christ's sake, I'm going to stick with this camera. First it goes ahead of Luigi Sven, means wanted the goat to move up, and that's exactly what's happened. To the left goes Jopala to defend, as Milan on the right hand side. He's going to go around the outside to Skid Interlagos, breaking in for turn 4. Can he get the switch back? No, he can't. Can't park exactly where he needs it to be. And that's a great defence from Jopala. Does he go into turn 6? No, see Milan tried multiple times, but neither move has worked for the Lotus. I think that's the other Lotus through there. Up back to turn 10 for the 28th time in this event. Yellows in the second sector. That's Kokomalakis who's had a spin through, where's that, turn 9. Unfortunate for the Garuda, not his day today. Not had the best amount of luck. Let's look back to the front of the field. On board with Milan, he's going to go to the right hand side. They're going to go 2 abreast, heading up towards the centre S. Terrific camera angle, but a brilliant braking manoeuvre from Jopala manages to keep the position. And in fact, he's already built up a gap to a quarter of a second, but again, DRS is once again enabled. He's going to go to the left and defend, but Milan is going to hang it around the outside. Can he make it work? Those softs are still working. Has he got the switch back? No, he doesn't. Again, a staunch defence there for Jopala. Ooh, he's going to try it around the outside. That is, again, any move through there is difficult. Needs absolute calm and control. And it's good to see that these guys are showing the ultimate respect to each other. Thought that was going to be a move into 10. Instead he's just showing him his front wing, just showing a little bit of pressure. He's going to try and... Oh, hello! Pure Formula's got a 10-second penalty for corner cutting. And that is his race done. He's left the session. I'm not sure what's happened. Safety car is out once again for the 3rd time in this race. And I'm about as bemused as you are, ladies and gents. Let's see if I can figure out what's cracking, what's happened. But yeah, I'm not sure on that one. A couple of guys further back are going to be pitting for a new set of soft tyres, which is brilliant to see. Let's see what is happening in the Discord. See if any of the drivers have dropped anything in there. So St. Plays, it was a brake failure for St. Plays, which brought out the first safety car. Unfortunate situation for the Pagani. But let's jump back to the front of the field. Only get those for cutting a large part of the corner, or the corner entirely. Well, let's go into Race Director. See what's cracking on the incident menu. We scroll down right to the bottom. Corner cutting and then terminal damage. I don't want to view the gamer card. That's all it says on here. I'm not fully sure what's happened, but a cut of a corner has led to him DNFing from the race. The corner cut could just be a possible coincidence, purely because of how track limits are done in this game, which is not very well. But, you know, whatever. And then through they go. Cut the corner and then just crash. That could very easily be what it is. However, nevertheless, pure formula rear wing damage and red front wing damage. Car is difficult to drive. Unfortunate situation for pure formula. Just put that in the paddock Discord. As while we've got a little bit of relative calm, let me just say that again, the race from last week is going to be going live tomorrow. So if you want to watch the Vegas race again, tomorrow midday on the International Paddock YouTube channel, that's where it's going to be, and it will live on in perpetuity on that channel. We've got a couple more races coming out tomorrow as well. The ERC Masters race from last week is also going to be coming out tomorrow. I think about 1:30-ish. As we're going to get set to go once again. 5 laps to decide who wins the race and possibly even who wins the championship. These are 5 momentous laps for some of these drivers on board with HBE. These guys are side by side starting the lap. It feels like like an IndyCar restart, I'll tell you what. But everybody's managed to get away safely. A little further back. Ooh, here goes HBE to capitalise on the gaps that have been made. Manages to just about save that, but he is in 4th place, which will not give him the championship. He's going side by side with Red Panda as well. He's going to hang around the outside of Interlagos to try and make a move, and that's exactly what happens. But the medium tyres are surely going to be coming into their own now. That's exactly what is going on. A brilliant drive out of that corner. Interlagos. No, that's mute mirror. Okay, I thought someone was going into one another. But crucially, HBE needs to get past the car ahead of him in order to secure the championship tonight. In about 5 or so minutes time, through turn 10 they go for the 32nd time in this race. On board with the apex, there's James going wide down the inside into Judd South, thinks about it, decides not to. A great exit for HBE, 4-1 from James Petty, and that has secured 3rd place at least for now. The question is James Petty going to have DRS to try and retaliate? Yes, he does. He's going to go around the outside on the front stretch down towards the centre S's, starting 33 of 36. HBE falls back into position, and this is going to be the battle that determines the championship through the centre S and the curve of the Sol. Not a brilliant run for James Petty, and HBE is going to have DRS down the Retro Aposta heading into Interlagos, but those soft tyres still have a little bit of life in them, and James Petty is making them work. Does HBE go up the inside into 6? No, too risky of a move. So he stays in 4th place for now. He really needs to pick up that position if he wants to secure that championship tonight. Battle further ahead. Milan, can he get past? No, he can't. Not into turn 10 anyway, but he's going to be certainly gouging for it. There is HBE side by side through James Petty, through Magulio corner, up towards the junction. On board with him, he's going to have the outside line, and James Petty is probably going to have DRS, and a poor exit. That could affect his race, at least for this lap anyway, taking a little too much curb. Does the Apex man? Now the question is, can James Petty catch up using the DRS? I'm not sure he can, not down this moment anyway. Maybe down the retro poster he'll get close enough, but not down the front stretch. 3 to go. Ooh, back end stepping out. That could be it. That could very, very easily be it. He's still going to have DRS through here, I reckon. Does he? Yes, he does. So he's going to catch up. But that, I would argue, that's the move done. Further back. Well, I thought they were side by side through Retro Posto, of course, Guido Delago further back. Twisted Goat, does he go for it on Red Panda? Lifts off the throttle. Decides not to go for it. Save his car for a later date. Looking on with a battle for the lead, Milan and Jopala into turn 10. Korkimalakis and Luigi Sven are battling teammates. Ooh, Korkimalakis up the inside of turn 10, side by side, down into Magulio, down the waterfall, but Korkimalakis gives it up. After all, the team principal is technically ahead of him. Let's look back to the front of the field. Milan ahead of HBE. But behind Jopala to the left he goes to make the move up towards the centre S's, and that's exactly what's happened. Oh, that's a cutback from Jopala and a half if I've seen one, and there goes Milan back up with him, and he's been forced off track, and well, can't really make a move down towards the Ski de Lago complex of corners. The 2 left-handers down into here. Spark flying from back of the Apex, so we could be seeing an Apex that's not HBE actually win a race, because all Apex's wins this season so far have come from HBE. Through turn 8, down in towards turn 9. Long, almost never-ending seemingly left-hand on board with HBE, who's getting himself in this lead battle, but is he going to want to get involved in this? Or is he going to just try and secure the championship tonight? Through Judd's out corner for the penultimate time, and we've got just over 4 kilometres of racing action all the way to the checker. Milan managing to make a move on Jopala. Does HBE do the same? No, I think he's just lifted a little bit to try and retain 3rd place. Is his teammate going to give 2nd is the question. Through the curb of the soul they go. Milan's win does seem, I don't want to say unopposed, but it seems more likely than ever. And into the speed of the logger they go for the final time. Battles further back between the 2 Garudas. And also Red Panda's got ahead of Twisted Goat. So Goat's currently in 8th place, but can he make a move down towards turn 6? He's got a little bit of a drive compared to Panda, but no move there, slightly too risky. HBE is going to get 2nd place anyway, I've just realised, because of the penalty. So it's a great run for HBE, and that will secure the championship. But crucially, at least for this race, Milan, for the Lotuses, he does seem to have, well, pole position. He's led quite a good few laps, and he's managed to retain the win. So Milan wins in Brazil, but crucially HBE picks up the championship for season 6 here at FSC. A brilliant run this season. 6 out of 8 possible wins. No, 5 out of possible 8 wins so far this season, and it's been a hell of a run for the Apex team. I'm sure he's very, very happy with it. HBE finished second confirmation on your screen. He is very, very happy with that. Luigi Sven, driver of the day. I'm going to give it to HBE to have picked up the championship in that way is nothing short of pretty amazing. As we're just going to see the podium now. There he is on your, well, both Apex drivers. So finally the other Apex driver does pick up some points. As we've just got Milan picking up his trophy for his win. And the results are confirmed on screen. St. Plays didn't finish due to a brake problem. Pure Formula didn't finish due to damage on his car. HBE does pick up the championship, so next race is going to be a special format event in Abu Dhabi, where it's just going to be for points and for fun. Glad to have you all along with us. Be sure to tune in on Sunday, where we've got round 10, round 10? No, round 9 at Qatar with ERC. That's bound to be a banger if the last two races are anything to go by. The race from last week will be up tomorrow around about midday. But that is all from me tonight. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you very soon.